Hi and welcome to the next tutorial. In today's lesson we'll learn all about using SQL within Microsoft Access. So anyways guys, let's jump in. So firstly, what is SQL? SQL is basically structured query language and it's how we interact with databases. You will need to use keywords like select from, where and order by. So here is a typical structure for an SQL query. The select from where shows us what we can actually do with these queries. Now we move to operators. Logical operators, you have three different options: and, or, and not. And is when both conditions are true, or is when either condition is true, and not reverses the result of a condition. Relational operators. There are many relational operators. For example, equals, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So they all have certain functionality within queries. So here we have an example of how to actually create a database. This database will have three tables, and the tables that we would need a game table, a publisher table, and a developer table. So this is just a quick, kind of mock-up of a database. But the first field is going to be a game ID that is known as a primary key. You also have the publisher ID and the developer ID, which are foreign keys from the other tables. So once we've created the first table, we are just going to go and create the second table. So again, we will start with the publisher ID, that is the primary key for that table, and then we will have the publisher name. Moving on to the developer table, again, developer ID to start, then developer first name and surname. Once we have all of our three tables, we then need to link them up together via relationships. So the primary keys will connect to the foreign keys in the game table. Now let's fill it up with some data. So I'm just putting in a few records just so that we can actually do our query. So I've put a couple of publishers in there, maybe only 3. And then when we get to the games, I'm going to put about 3 to 4 games in here. Now, when we fill all of this data up, then we can actually do some SQL queries with the data that we have. So you will see in the question, we are going to search for all games that have been released since March 2018 till March 2022. And I'll show you how to actually do that within Microsoft Access, and especially within Excel within Microsoft Access. So here we are in SQL. The first thing that I'm doing here is I'm just changing the date format so it's a little bit easier to see. So I've changed the format to 01, MAR, and then 18. Now, whatever format your date is in, that is the format that you need to put inside this SQL. So we will start off our SQL with the select, and basically when we select, we are selecting the fields. So the two fields that we need for this actual question is the game name and the release date. Where we're getting this information from, we're getting it from the game table. Now you'll notice in the select, we need to put the game table first, or the table first, dot the field name. And now when we actually get to the search criteria, now we have to put in our dates. So again, we are going to start with the game dot release date, and then we are going to say from the 1st of March 2018 till the 31st of March 2022. That will return all the games that have been released in that period. Now you'll notice in SQL that we have hashes next to the dates, and that's just the formatting of SQL. We don't need to put quotations in there because we're using Microsoft Access. The final part of this SQL is to have the order by. There are two ways that we can order the data, ascending or descending, and we are going to order this by the game name. Once we have that, then all you have to do is click run, and you can see that out of all of our games, only one game was released since March 2018 and March 2022. So that was Burnout. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this short tutorial on SQL. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.